Well, hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Ellen, and today we're going to do the fastest, easiest 5-minute cards that you've ever done in your entire life using metallic watercolor paints. Yep, metallic watercolor paints on black card craft stock. Super easy. Kids can do this, beginners can do this, and if you get a little more sophisticated, you add your touch to it. I go over this step by step so you don't need to worry about it. Super easy. If you're a Patreon member, you get the bonus card. Boom. It's like a poinsettia with some branches. If you're not a Patreon member, consider joining. I have ad-free videos, extended videos, weekly exclusive tutorials that are not on YouTube, that are more advanced. That can be an hour long. They have traceables, etc. We also have a Facebook group, and we have live stream, all that good stuff. You can check out the link in the description box below. Just click those words right there that say show more and you'll see it. But don't fret. Everyone on here YouTube gets this wonderful tutorial on all these cards. Super easy, super fun. I mean, you can't go wrong, right? If you only have 20 minutes to spare, you can make 5 cards easy. So, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so let's go with some supplies that we're going to need for this tutorial. You need some like black craft paper. You can just fold it down to any size you want for your card, etc. It has a nice little tooth to it. This is like black craft stock paper. I just have a piece of cardboard here just to keep it down here. Metallic paint, metallic watercolors. I have a link in my Amazon shop in my description box here. Remember, always click the words. There's the little description in it. It cuts off. Click the words show more. The box drops down. You can scroll down, and then you can find links to my Amazon shop. And there should be some metallic paints in there. These are ones I can't remember the name because it's been so long. Have a somewhat stiff brush to like really activate those paints. So this is just like a Princeton Select brush, something pretty stiff. You don't want anything really special for that. And then going forward for the other ones, we'll use like a Princeton 8 Long Round Velvet Touch series. And probably use some like red paint. I'll be mixing my Pyrrole Rubin and my Cadmium Red Light. Those two colors, because here's the Pyrrole and Holbein. So it's a nice bright. So the little right out of the tube, so almost like butter consistency, so you can really see the red. Okay, so for the first one, this is super easy. It'll take anybody like less than 3 seconds to do. You have a folded card. You want to unfold it, right? You're going to be painting just the front here. So you want to cover the other side, like so. Cover that side. And then we're going to cover the paper. I'm just going to rip this in like half. Just some simple, this is just like printing paper. So you can print on something from your computer. We're going to make a tree. Simple triangle shape. Move my paint out of the way. You're just going to cover it. See? However big you want it. So see like this. And then just cover the bottom. And you have a big tree. Just like so. I'm going to move this palette out of the way and my paintbrush. Now, all we're going to do is just really splatter the paint. And depending how big your brush is, so I'm activating this paint with this really stiff brush. It gets almost like thick butter consistency, because you really want the paint to show up. Look at that. See? I'm adding more water. And we're just going to splatter it. So we're going to just take this brush, or any brush you want to use, and just splatter it. And now you can get tinier splatters or bigger ones, depending on what you want to do. Obviously, you're going to go here, and you can make it like really concentrated up top and less on the bottom or all over. It depends on how you want to play around with this. This literally can be done by anybody. Just the gold watercolor paint on black paper. It could be gold ink as well, but the outcome is really cool. You just splatter away. Want more dots? Be really careful where you splatter. And when you remove it, it's really just pretty. And that's why we cover all the paper, because we make a mess. You see how I go really tight with the splatter, kind of close to the edge? And the reason for that, well, is because you want to be able to see the shape of the tree. And little tiny ones. You can get bigger on this, so I might use a bigger brush now that I've activated. I'll grab my Princeton 12 Neptune series. Now I've activated the paint, I can add a little bit more water. See, much bigger. Really, this takes 0 time. The effect is really cool. And this is something you can do with your kids. They'll love it. They get a little messy. See, when you remove it, you have this really, really cool tree. Oops, be careful when you remove it. If you lift it up too fast, if there's paint underneath it, it might mush it a little bit. But look at the outcome of this tree. Literally took a second, 1 minute. So you have a little couple of ones that are down here. So what? You know? And then you can just draw with your paintbrush the number 8 long round, like I mentioned. Go back with your paint and just take some of that, and you can just draw the tree trunk really simply. Or if you cut out the shape and you want to just kind of dot it so you want it to match, you can paint the dots too. See? So it kind of matches the whole splattering. Now I didn't leave room at the top for a star, but you could do that. Here's one I played with earlier. See? You leave room at the top and paint a star. You can make the trunk look like that. So many different ways to do it. Put a little teeny star here. Boom. And we have our cute little Christmas tree that took 2 seconds, right? Like I said, we have a little splatter mistake here on the end. I always like to show people how to fix them. If you don't want it there, you kind of just grab your paint, your water, and just kind of lift it real quick. See, wiggle. And you can just lift it with a paper towel. No one's gonna know. Real quick, just wiggle, grab your paper towel, tap it down, and I fixed that little edge. But look how cool that looks. I love it. You can do like a ton of these. It took like 5 minutes, not even 2 seconds. That's the first card. We're moving on. All right, for the second one, we're going to make a really pretty wreath. You can grab a pencil if you want to and just draw it. Just lightly draw a circle where you want the wreath to be, because you don't really want to see too much of this pencil mark. And then here, draw like a little bow, right? So I always like to start off doing the bow first. And I'm going to use the combination of the Pyro Red, which is right, so Pyro Rubin, and the cadmium red light. Really kind of thick, like I said, thick, almost right out of the tube. I have to use a little water to move it, activate it. But the combination too is like a nice bright red. If you used Pyro Red by itself, it's just a deeper red. And see, we're just going to make a simple zoom in with that number 8 long round. A simple red bow. I know you guys can do this. Simple bow. Nothing super fancy. We'll clean off our brush using the same metallic paint or whatever gold paint you have. This one really works well for me. I have to kind of activate it again with some more water and to get that thickness of this paint. Like I said, I'm using a really stiff brush. You want to do that because you don't want to wreck your paintbrushes. So this is a little trick. You don't have to be super fancy with your wreath. Okay, I have the brush number 8. You can set up by making a little line and just kind of wiggle. See, I'm kind of wiggling like this back and forth and wiggle around, kind of have it come down, squiggle. It looks a little more natural, like it's actually an evergreen kind of wreath, right? So I'm wiggling it. See, you can put some, like, if you really want to get technical, wiggle and make a little teeny holly kind of coming out. But really, all you need to do is kind of squiggle. If you want to make actual evergreen kind of like branches, see how I'm doing like some of those. So you can kind of wiggle some like greenery and then kind of put in some really technically perfect ones, right? The combination of two. I'm just going around this wreath. So I'll kind of wiggle, almost like a drawing with your paintbrush. Some holly, some evergreen with the gold paint. See that? See, I'm just wiggling. Even if you just wiggle the whole time. See how I'm kind of wiggling it? Squiggle, squiggle, squiggles. You guys can do squiggles. Really simple. I'm telling you, anybody can do this. And like I said, for more advanced people who paint and draw, get in the holly in there, you know, more advanced kind of greenery if you want. Now I'm leaving a lot of black because I want to. I'm going to be adding some beautiful red berries. This is still very wet, but I'm going to go in here and put some kind of green, well, not greenery, it's gold, coming out from under the wreath ribbon. You can highlight around the ribbon like that. Go around here like this. Voila. Already it looks super pretty, right? As a card. Look how much time that took me, like 5 seconds. Clean up this brush, grab that red paint, and then you can just do some little clusters of berries. Don't do a ton of them. And just do some berries in between some of these little black areas. And look how gorgeous this looks. Really, how much effort was this? I'm telling you, even kids can do this. You can get a little more technical if you have different color metallic paints. There's green ones, there's all kinds of, but I think simple is better in many cases. Now the red, see how it's drying so fairly faint? You can go back in there and grab that almost like butter, the cadmium red light. See here? Go right back over that. It's almost dry brushing it. Look at it. Now you can really see it, right? Boom. You can put the pyro in there too. Combine them again. Maybe do another pass. Same thing with your little berries. If they come out too late because of the black paper, just do another pass on top of it. But you don't have to fret too much. And how long did that take us? Like less than 5 minutes. Really pretty. And then if you really wanted to use a metallic pen, you could write joy in the center, Noel. Really kind of simple. Get more craftier. You can just do like an outline out here on the edge of the paper. I like kind of simple in the middle like this. Really, really simple. Are those not the simplest cards already? I got another one for you. All right, using the same metallic paint. Gonna get a little activated again. Just be careful not to ruin your brush too much. We're gonna do another tree, right? Just a really simple tree besides the splatter. I'm gonna put the line down where the tree's gonna be. So you can, you know, figure out where the center is. And then we're just going to take the brush and do some simple brush strokes like this. Get the paint a little thicker. It's almost like dry brush. See? Swoop. Swoop, swoop. Get them a little bit bigger as you go down. Right? And then you're going to swoop this way. So you start off small on the top and you get bigger as you go down. We're going to be filling this in. See? You want the paint pretty thick. And go back over the center part. Really super simple. And get a little bit drier up here. Tapping my brush on a paper towel. So you have this like pushing, see this craft paper has a tooth to it. You're pushing this out like this. Has a really kind of cool look. Dry brush technique. Again, super easy, super simple. Go back in the center. Get this paint a little bit thicker so it really shows up. No need for a star, just a cool tree. Look how gold that is. Really cool. And then we can go back and use our red paint again. This, just using the brush. Come on, I know you can do it. All right, we let this dry and we come back with the paint pretty thick. It will show up better on the gold than it did on the black. So I'm grabbing my Pyro Rubin mixed with my cadmium red light. So you mix them together. And we can do like a cute little bow again on top. Simple. And just do little red ornaments on your tree. 2 colors, super simple, circles, little circles. I know, this is so easy. We'll get more sophisticated. Super cute though, isn't it? That's all it took to make a really pretty gold tree. Now, depending on how fat you want it, the first one I did on my own, like just playing around with it, a little skinnier, and you can do the same. You know, maybe mine's a little fuller. Skinnier is kind of cool too. But I love the metallic paint. It's so cool. And it's such a simple card to do. The full one's cool too, because it's actually more gold. And you can write a nice words across the tree too. Okay, last one. You can just do a simple bauble. You can do a bunch of different baubles, or just one. Just do a big circle. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can use like a cup or something, and then you're going to draw the little cap on the circle, and just a line coming down, and we'll have like a little half circle and a bow. The bow could be red, metallic. So once you have that drawn out, of course, you'll need your paint, and then you can think up a million different ways to paint designs in this. You could do the splatter thing, which I showed you in the beginning, right? You can do the scriggle thing, which I showed you the second one. Or you could paint some simple stems and flowers or whatever. Here we go with the gold, right? So here's the circle, and just paint the circle part. So maybe just put a stem like this. See how I just did a stem? Do another one. Kind of do a few of these like this. You see how I keep bending? And then you can do, oh, let's do a couple. We can do some evergreen kind of shapes like this. And maybe some like poinsettia type shapes or roses, or, so here we go. See? You can fill that in or not fill it in. Kind of like pretty flower. Simple petal shapes. I know you guys can do these things. If you can doodle a petal, you can paint it with your paintbrush. Right? Do like a small one. Fill it in. Do like the little leaves, stems. We'll have berries off the stems. Another little one here. Remember, you want to keep only inside that circle. All right? Add some of the leaves. More stems. Just filling in the circle part. It'd be kind of cool if you take like the edge of it. Here's some stems. And just do like little dots. Kind of sporadically stick some dots like this. So you know where the edge is. And you're playing around with clustering them. See what I'm doing here? Just tippy tapping my brush. Little dots. Just kind of on the edge. Boop, boop. And then a few sporadically going inside. And that, what did that take? Again, 2 seconds. 2 seconds of fun. Right? And then the cap. Again, it's just like a rectangle. You can fill that in. The little thing that goes on that. And then I'm going to do the string, but I'm going to put a red bow. Or you can do a gold one. But it's keeping with our theme with the red and gold. Going to grab that red paint. We're going to do a bow again. So thick paint of the 2 colors. Just so it makes like a perfect thickness. And there's that red bow. Now if you want to put some red berries in here, do that, or you just want to keep it all gold just with the red bow. Really super simple. Like I said, you can come in here and add some of the red. Change it up. red, gold, and black. I just want to do little tidbits of the red, not a lot. It's not, you don't want it to overpower. It's supposed to be mostly a metallic. So how simple is that? You get 3 cards pretty quickly, right? We have the lovely bauble, and we have the lovely wreath. Right? Now I have my tree, my crazy tree. You could put some red dots in that one. And then I have this, well, one that I did that was a little bit fatter with the tree. And then I have a bonus one for my Patreon. So yeah, look at that. Not too bad. I'm telling you, you can do 4 cards in like less than 20 minutes. So I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you have fun, and take care, and I'll speak to you soon.